Hello, artists. Today we are going to learn how to use organic and maybe a smattering of geometric shapes to make landscapes. All art is made up of shapes or forms. And shapes have two different categories or two different families. So let's see, what are the two different families of shapes that we studied? One is geometric shapes, and the other is organic shapes. Who can name some geometric shapes? Good job. Those are all geometric shapes. We study geometric shapes in math class. Can anybody describe an organic shape? Organic shapes are shapes that are found in nature, and they are harder to measure. They are more fluid. They have lots of curves usually, and some people might even call them amorphous. That's a big word. We are mostly going to use organic shapes in our landscapes because landscapes are natural. You can have some organic shapes. You can have some man-made things in your landscapes. But if it's all geometric shapes, it usually looks like a cityscape. So we're not doing cityscapes, we're doing landscapes. So we're going to focus mostly on organic shapes. Let's look at some of Etel Adnan's landscape paintings to see if we can identify some of the shapes. So let's look at the top painting here. What shapes do you see? And are they organic or geometric? Now let's look at the bottom painting. What shapes do you see, and are they organic or geometric? It's always good to begin an artwork by sketching out some ideas. So a sketch is just an idea in art. I want you to always do your sketches in pencils or the beginning of your artwork in pencil, but I'm going to use marker so that you can see what I'm doing better. I want you to work in pencil and I will work in marker. So we're going to be thinking about our organic shapes, and we're going to start at the bottom of the page. So this is the top. Pretend this is the top of my paper, and this whole rectangle is one sketch for a landscape. And I'm just going to be using some of my organic shapes to build a landscape however I want. I'm going to use that idea of overlapping. So when I make a shape, if it hits another shape, I'm going to stop. If you want to add a geometric shape, you can add one or two geometric shapes. I think I'm just going to stick with organic shapes. And you start at the bottom and you build up. I think I'm going to make one more shape, but this time I'm really going to be using overlapping. I'm going to start at a line and then stop when I hit a line. I'm going to go to the other side of this shape, stop, go to the other side of this shape, stop when I hit a line. I'm going to turn to another page. You can see why I don't want you to use marker because it bleeds through, but it's okay. It's a sketchbook. It's just for ideas. So I'm not going to start at the top of the page. I'm going to start at the bottom of the page when I'm doing my sketches. Another idea when you're thinking about landscapes is that when things are closer in an artwork, they're usually lower on the page and they're usually bigger. So on the bottom of the page, you probably want bigger shapes. And as you move up, your shapes can become smaller. So here's a small organic shape. This one kind of looks like a tree. Maybe I'll even do a puffy tree top. And now here's an example of adding a geometric shape. But remember, you always have to overlap as you go up. I'm going to do what looks like it could be a pentagon shape, and that looks like a barn or a house. And I'm also going to add a circle, which is a geometric shape, for a sun. You do not need to have a sun. You might want a sky that does not have a sun or a moon, or you could have a sun. It's your choice. Now it's your turn to start making some sketches for your landscape drawings. Have fun!